Okay.
Call the meeting to order.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Josh says all you have to do is put the CD
DVD, yeah.
in the drive.
Mhm.
It shouldn't shut off your
Camera.
camera. It should come up so you'll be able to watch it.
Okay.
He said he'd be up in a little while. For a little
Okay.
bit.
I'll break it because I'm a novice at it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which side do you put?
Thank you. The other side.
Huh?
The top goes, put the letters go
towards
up.
me.
Like this?
Yeah.
You pass one
No,
more
no,
shirt.
just flip it around the other way. I just think you have to flip it around the other way. And there you go. Uh-huh.
Walk the sideways and I didn't know which way to put it in.
Now, is this supposed to be something that it fits in? Or does it go on this side? This
Did you
side.
get it?
Okay. That all, that goes in on the other side.
Well, Josh said he'd be up if it's not, if it
I don't
doesn't.
know anything. This is to the camera here.
Can you just minimize your,
Mm-hmm.
minimize that up there? The, right in front of
I mean,
you. The little,
Dash.
the dash.
You should take it to the bottom.
now where am I gonna go?
Go
Is
down
it
to that black
CD?
circle.
Yeah, black circle.
That's where, that's for the camera.
Down. Oh,
Bottom.
on the bottom, that isn't it?
It's accounting, recording.
Come on down.
Do the startup thing
Yeah.
and do computer.
Yeah,
The little-
startup, the window. Windows logo.
Very, very corner. The round one.
The very first one by the E. And then go over to computer. He said it should have started. Do that one. Is there?
Insert a disc.
We'll flip the
And
disc
I
over.
heard it
Yep,
came
we'll
on.
flip it. Hold on.
X out and see if it'll.
It's loading.
Yeah, it's low.
There you go.
There you go.
You probably have to click on play.
Yep.
No sound.
There's a sound on it. Is there a sound on that? Can you turn the volume up on that? Towards the TV?
That ought to be loud enough.
Well, it's probably
Go
too
down
loud.
below there.
On your
I bet it's on
computer.
your-
Computer.
Computer that you, the sound isn't.
That's what I'm actually saying.
He'll have to use his mouse to go to the computer screen.
Go to play and click on there. See
On-
the-
I think it's
Oh,
actually.
here, can you get him to?
We don't have any sound?
There you go.
There we do.
All right.
Your Atchison Area United Way donation stays in our community.
Is that right?
United Way agency guidelines assure your donation helps the people who need it most.
It's hard for me to relay just how much you do for this community. If it wasn't for the help of all of you, a lot of people in this community would not be able to live here and pay their rent and pay their utilities and eat. You have no idea how much you do for people. When people are getting laid off from our local companies, they need help. And we have so many people in need. So I think that's just what I wanted to say, to thank all of you for being so generous with what you have. You make a huge difference in our little community.
19 local organizations have qualified for United Way support this year.
I've lived in Atchison all my life. I was born and raised here. I just love being around people. And they have a bus that comes and picks them up and bring them down here. I have been coming to the center when I got retired with a disability. Some don't have family, to kind of really be at home with them. So coming down here kind of gets them where they won't feel like you're all by themselves, and where they won't be tempted to be depressed or lonely.
Doves is a 24/7 shelter that shelters battered women and children. It is a big need because domestic violence and sexual assault, I don't think that it will ever go away. We can only try to make it better for the women and the children that need a safe haven.
Oh yes, they have people with disabilities, they rent, homeless victims, everybody. We get produce Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, every other week. They help the low-income families.
We seen smoke coming down the stairs, so I went up the stairs and my entire room was on fire. So ran down the stairs and called the fire department and tried to get the kids and all the animals out. The kids didn't have shoes on, they didn't have coats. I mean, we had nothing. While I was standing outside watching my house burn up and the fire department, and they're trying to put it out, this really nice lady walked up to me and said that she was with Red Cross and that she wanted to help, and she offered some assistance, and it was really nice.
Without Happy Hearts and without the programs, I probably wouldn't have custody of my son. It encouraged me not only to get my GED, but to get my CNA and to continue my education. And they want you to succeed. They want to see you do well, not only for yourself, but for your family, for your community. There's no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't be where I am today without Happy Hearts.
It becomes a vicious cycle. You can't afford daycare because it costs too much, so then you have to not work, and then you can't pay the bills, so then you have to get more assistance because you can't feed the kids because you can't go to work because you can't pay the daycare. I think we're very lucky in Atchison to have a place that you can send your kids from infant all the way through school age, and they do such awesome things in the summer with the kids so that I don't have to worry about it while they're not at school. I would say that every community would benefit from having a place as awesome as this, and it would not be possible if United Way weren't able to give funds to them.
Yes, somebody should definitely give to the United Way. It's definitely it's an incredible investment.
Because you never know when you're going to be in that situation, and you're going to be grateful that you donated to Red Cross and United Way, because they're going to be the ones there for you when no one else is.
And we couldn't do any of this without the assistance of United Way.
You can choose a one-time donation, payroll deduction, or from a variety of plans. An out-of-town employer can apply your donation to the Atchison Area United Way. You can even volunteer for an organization that fits your interest and ability. Please help support your Atchison Area United Way.
Okay. Our goal this year is 200,000. We are currently at 196. So we have not had the leadership breakfast yet, which we have usually had, and it's already added on, but that's not till March. Tomorrow and Wednesday, all the agencies come. We have our meetings at Project Concern and do their spiel asking for money. So it's important that we have an idea of what's pledged for this year to tell them what they can get. A lot of federal, state, and city funding has gone down the last several years, so these agencies really rely on us. If I didn't have this job, I would have no idea how many people we have in need in this town. there's, one thing this year that's different is Bradford employees. I've had quite a few people that have been laid off from Bradford, and actually at least 2 of them have given for years to United Way, so they've had to come for help. That has hurt us as well. We, in the past, have got anywhere from $22,000 to $30,000 annually from them, and this year I couldn't even get in the door. If you are worried about getting laid off, I say the last thing you're gonna worry about is giving other people, so I understand it. But it is always challenging here. Hopefully next year we'll have some new companies, but right now I'm going to the same people every year asking for help. And I know sometimes people are sitting there thinking, who got you, it's just here, but we really do a lot for this community. So you guys are set up for payroll deduction. If you give, that's what I do. If you give just a little bit out of your check every week or however often you get paid, you know, at the end of the year you combine everything, and we really are helping people. You know, keeping people off the streets helps all of us. So anything you can do would be so appreciated. Do you guys have any questions? Or?
No, I mean, I know in the past I've done a payroll deduction to United Way. I think it's a good cause. They contribute to a lot of different agencies. I mean, I think we could probably have Michelle, if you can get an electronic copy of this is a sign-up form or something like that, or this, if you could email it to Michelle and send out to employees to.
Yeah, if you just copy any of these and send it out, or I can get you more of these.
We could probably just make copies.
Okay, if you need them, let me know. Yeah, and even
we can probably scan it in.
Yeah.
Do the scan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you don't have like a digital version of this flyer?
You give, give me your, if you'll write down your email address, I'll email it to you. Even like Bradford and the city, a lot of the employees give $1, $2 a pay period, and you know it all helps. So whatever you can do would be great. I guess that's all I have to say. I think you guys have an idea of how important you are. I did not until I started this job, but the guy you see that goes around town in that motorized wheelchair, he has cerebral palsy. He wouldn't have that chair if it wasn't for United Way. Us and 6 other United Ways got together and bought the chair for him, so he'll give me my DVD. So we really, you know, that was everything for him. That makes him able to get around and actually have a life, so. Anyway, that's my spiel, and thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy.
Thank you. Yeah.
And thank you guys for paying attention, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
You could email that to me and then I can get with Jamie.
Absolutely.
We could do countywide.
I would appreciate
Yeah.
it. You guys have a good week.
You too, ma'am.
My furnace went out yesterday. It's not looking good for me, but.
Oh. Do we keep track of percentage of participation?
For employees?
From employees.
From some places I do where I can, like MGP this year, 87% of their employees gave. Exchange always has 100%. I do have and it's pretty easy to do. Everything goes in QuickBooks. So, what are you interested in knowing?
Well, I'm just curious more than anything.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
city, Trey takes care of all of it now. And you guys are, for county employees, it would be pretty minimal on who gives, to be dead honest. So they used to allow me to, what's the senior place?
Atchison Village.
They used to allow me to come in and do presentations there, but they stopped that a few years ago. So I will go to any place that will allow me in. So, and I understand, we don't all make a lot of money. We can't give a lot. I give $3 a week for payroll deduction. So, but in the 10 years I've had this job, I've helped a lot of people. So anyway, if you have any questions, call me. My number's on there, and I'd be happy to come out and talk to anybody or whatever. So thank you guys. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And I like your new place here. I was very confused over there. Have a good week, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, to 4 instead of before.
Oh.
I was gonna say. It's just
So you guys are gonna have to direct me sometime.
Have you had a chance to look over the minutes? Is there any additions or corrections?
I haven't finished reading them yet. I think it was pretty much about done.
Pardon?
I said I was pretty much about done. The only thing, tiny little thing that I saw was front page, about the fourth paragraph. Paragraph starting Commissioner Knoll at the very end of the first line. It's accidentally ran over. They don't need to be that bad. It just reads bad. Other than that, I have no other corrections.
I'd entertain a motion to approve them as presented with that one correction.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. Any committee reports from anybody?
I had none. None.
I have none either. New business before the board.
Wilburn isn't here yet.
Would we talk about that ambulance truck at this point, or are they coming back up?
They're coming back in.
They're coming back in? Okay, we'll wait till they come back in then, I would say. I got too many papers. Yeah, they're coming back in at 10. Well, no, they done been there for that.
I think 10:30.
10:30 they're coming back in, okay.
Yeah.
We're waiting on Michael Wilburn then.
Mr. Runkey stopped in earlier this
Yeah.
morning too, and wants us to ask Seth when they're getting on to that on 258th Road, that low water crossing that he's been here to talk to us several times about. So. One thing, I kind of had an update. I had talked to you a week or two ago about finding a medical director for the health department, and the Dr. Growney that had been our director is not retiring, so we are continuing with him. So we don't need to appoint a health officer. As I thought that we had to have two specific, even that we had to always have a medical director and a health officer, but we do not. If we have the health of the medical director, you don't need to appoint a specific health officer. He is the health officer. So we won't need to do anything at this time, but probably in the next year or two, we're going to probably need to be looking at replacing Dr. Growney if he does retire. So we just need to keep an option open there.
So why were they under the impression that he was resigning? I guess
they were told by his son, the way I got it, that he was going to retire.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
the reason it got everything stirred up and started, and whether it was miscommunication or whether it was change in mind, I don't know.
Okay.
I have never talked directly to them, so I just do the Tri-County Health.
Well, you want to, Mr. Wilburn's not here, so you want to jump to the solid waste landfill permit? Or do you want to wait? Does that go hand in hand with what Mr. Wilburn's here talking about? Probably does, doesn't it?
Something my guess is.
Pardon?
that's probably what he's coming up to discuss.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'll go to Corey then, 10:30.
Sure.
Corey, you want to come up a little bit earlier, but the earlier appointment's not here yet, so.
Lily, she's our administrative assistant.
Okay.
Can you shut that door, because I'm getting a lot of, no, I'm getting a lot of noise.
Hello.
Hello.
John Sedich. Professor of politics or something.
Recognize the name.
First of all, nice to meet you and welcome aboard county.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. So first of all, on having one of you sign for, actually, you don't have to sign, it's just the Medicaid form. I printed off one for each of you. This is the front page, it's just a screenshot of the form. It's an online form that I fill out. And basically you just have to list a board member on there, and I spoke with someone from the Medicaid office and they said a county commissioner would work for that
Okay,
purpose.
this is what we talked about earlier, and this is more, I agreed to do it if it's okay with you.
Disclosure of ownership is what this amounts
They
to.
just want, I listed Corey as a managing employee, and so I just need one of the commissioners.
Probably have signed two. Give them a copy, Michelle a copy.
You don't have to sign it,
There's
I just
actually no
have to list
signature.
your information,
Oh.
that's all.
Okay, you just want me to fill this out for with my information?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Is this all right with the other board members?
It's fine with me.
Yeah. You
Just
vote.
for purposes of showing who is, a governing employee, officer. That's
And
maybe a
this,
better
if
term.
I understand correctly, will be our last certification we need to apply for.
Yes. We got the Board of Pharmacy, certificate this morning, so.
Very good.
And just so you know, what you're filling out there will go on to the state of Kansas website that corresponds with that. So we'll take that information you're filling out there and then put it directly on the online certification, just so you know what we're using the information for.
Pat won't see it.
He's got.
Oh, he's got one.
And then, should I move on or?
Yeah,
Like,
go
give
ahead.
you a minute? Okay.
I think you guys probably need to vote on that to give you authority to do that.
I'd entertain a motion to put Eric on there. What's it called?
Kansas Medicaid program, KMAP.
KMAP application.
To be on the KMAP application as a county employee.
So moved.
I'll second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried 3-0. Do you need a copy of this, Michelle, as well?
I have a copy.
But he'll have to
With
fill
my
it out.
information.
I can make a copy, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and move on now if you want to, ma'am.
Okay, and then the second thing is the billing software that we're wanting to purchase. And I have 3 quotes. One is from Image Trend. Actually, I'll just give you can pass them down. This one's from Image Trend. This one is for $8,000 a year, but the first year is $10,000 for setup fees. And this one's based on an estimated 1,700 billable calls a year. And then, so a clearinghouse is a company that you submit your claims through before they go to each individual insurance company. And what that does is streamlines your billing, because each insurance company requires a little bit different form, a little bit different process. And they deal directly with the insurance companies for you, basically. And whenever you send your claims in, they check for errors prior to sending them off to the insurance companies. And so it just gives you a lesser return rate, lesser rejection rate, and So it improves your billing, improves your
Collecting.
Efficiency or?
efficiency, yeah,
It
your
increases
success rate.
efficiency, and it means less time she's spending with rejections and returns and reprocessing them. So I guess to preface all this is, each one of these softwares she's gonna present to you have either clearinghouse attached to them within the bid, or you have to add it. So what she's gonna be presenting is there's one bid that has it attached, that makes it the most cost-effective bid to include the clearinghouse in this.
Right. Also, like the clearinghouse, whenever you process a claim without a clearinghouse, you have to wait 21 days to get a rejection back. And when you process it through a clearinghouse, you can have a rejection or acceptance back in 48 hours. So you can get it through faster, and you don't have that money hanging out there for that long of a period of time.
We think that adding the clearinghouse to this will increase our success rate significantly enough to make it worthwhile.
So,
Especially when one of these particular quotes lumps it in under the other two without the clearinghouse. So what you'll see is pricing with the clearinghouses included in the software.
the second one is TriTech.
So does this first one have it in there or not?
This first one, the first two do not.
Do not.
No, we'll have to show you the numbers that's in addition to it.
TriTech's yearly subscription is $7,860.
In addition, on the TriTech, there is also mandatory training fees. Where was that at?
That's the last page.
They'd have a mandatory upfront training fee of $4,078.13 in addition, so that makes them well over the $10,000 mark when you add those two numbers together without a clearinghouse.
Now, do they have a higher first year expense, or is this just flat? The first one you showed us had an extra $2,000 the first year.
Yeah, this one would have an extra $4,078 on
But
that.
is that just the one time, the 4,000? It's not
The
yearly?
would be one time, yes.
The 4,000.
The third one you show you will be the same year in and year out, except for the third one has a per call billing fee. But it still ends up being cheaper.
So the third one doesn't charge for training, is the difference between the three on training, on the first year. This third thing I'm giving you is a quote for the clearinghouse. So if we added the clearinghouse to the first two, it would be an extra $1,816 a year. And then the third one, this is the third quote that I'm giving you, and it, like we said, doesn't charge for training, and the yearly quote may be a little bit high, because like he said, it's a per call billing fee. So that's an estimated 200 calls, 2,000 calls a year, and we're not gonna be billing that many. That's about what we run, but we, with refusals and that type of thing, we bill a lot less.
The people that quoted that, the MetaPoint that you have in your hand, they quoted the number of billable calls high. So at 2,000, we're probably not gonna hit that mark.
So for this last one, this would be complete at the 8130. There's no
Yeah.
clearinghouse, no training, no.
That comes with a clearinghouse.
Yeah, but I mean extra money.
There's no extra for a clearinghouse, no extra for training. And that one was very easy to use, very user friendly. I liked it best. And
Now, is there any training that comes with it?
It does.
But it's included in the price.
That's what my question was going to be, like, out of these three softwares, which ones do you have experience with, or which ones have you?
I don't have prior experience with any of them, but we did do a demo with them.
Okay.
And the MetaPoint was the most user friendly of the three.
Are there like similar sized counties using this one near us, or I mean, do you have any?
Yes, I
like
do. I called. So Jefferson County Is that who uses TriTech?
Ellis.
Ellis
County.
Okay.
Ellis County uses TriTech and recommended it. Johnson County, Missouri uses the Image Trend and recommended it, but I also called Butler County EMS and South Howell County EMS, and they both use the MetaPoint and recommended. They said that they really liked it. So I got some good references. They said that the MetaPoint had the really easy payments, really easy claims, and it was, they didn't have any issues with it.
The MetaPoint's on a newer platform also. That's why it's easier to use. It's not an older platform that they adjusted to fit with today's needs.
Yeah, the TriTech was difficult. It was a difficult interface. It was kind of hard to
Kind of looked like
navigate.
Windows 95.
Yeah, yeah.
And we did demo 2 of them. The Image Trend, we weren't able to demo, but I do have some experience with Image Trend. I'd say it fell somewhere in the middle. I'd say the MetaPoint, from a guy that's not an IT guy, if I had to sit down and use the MetaPoint, I think I could use it.
That must be pretty big. I've seen Image Trend quite a bit. I know that.
Image Trend will be our software we use for reporting because it's what the state provides on the free platform.
That's probably
so
where
we're
I've
gonna
seen
utilize
that. Okay.
But the software she's put on the PO today will interface with the Image Trend, so we will be able to take our ePCRs, our patient care reports, and directly transfer them right into this system.
Okay.
So it interfaces.
There's also a feature of the MetaPoint where you can input a patient's name or social, and it looks through a database and it gives you, like, on the calls where you aren't able to get a whole bunch of information, maybe it's a big emergency, you don't get to get all of the patient's information, like a car accident or something like that. This gives you that information. If you don't have a social, if you put in the information that you have, it looks through all their databases and brings up that information for you. The TriTech doesn't have that capability, so it's very difficult to go without a social security number and that kind of thing. So that was a feature that I really liked about MetaPoint.
Since
Well,
we've got,
I can tell by you two talk that you kind of like the last one. What, as an IT, what do you?
I sat through the demos with them and I agree MetaPoint is, right, what's that the one saying?
Yes.
That's
MetaPoint.
by far the best one.
So in this training, how many people will be involved? All 3 of you, I presume, or
3
maybe
of us.
more?
3 of us for now, yeah. But you talked to them more than I have, and that's why she's presenting the information. But I got the feeling that they would retrain at any time. That there was no problem. They do a webinar. I didn't see any problem.
Will the training be at our facility?
Yes.
Sounds.
I like the all-inclusive package. We didn't have to piecemeal it from 2 different places. I like that the training was included, so it came in low bid when you figured having to piecemeal to make it apples to apples.
Questions, comments, commissioners?
was this something that was budgeted for? It was, good. Just so we have an idea of where we're headed. I was thinking it was, I would just clarify.
Well, it sounds like the MetaPoint. Sounds like it's probably the best fit as long as it's been demoed and it looks pretty user friendly.
If you're okay with that, I'd entertain a motion to go with MetaPoint.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We need, what, 2 copies signed, or?
Right. They'll probably need one, and then we'll need, county will need one.
Okay, and then if we want to do those 2, then I'll give this to Michelle for her records.
Another one here? Oh, you were welcome.
Very good. Did the windows get installed out there yet?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. After the cold stuff.
Yeah. 50 degrees tomorrow.
So this will take place pretty quick, I presume? Where are they out of?
It's all cloud-based.
Doesn't really matter in the software world.
Yeah, where it's cloud-based, we don't have to update.
Well,
our servers.
it's probably a dumb question now, but CIC had nothing available.
Correct.
No.
I called CIC to make sure they didn't have a billing software for ambulance authority. They do not. So we'll have to, the two systems won't touch except for the fact that after she receives the money, she'll do a receiver into the CIC system.
That's plus 4.
That's the one down below.
Manual entry.
I thought that was only the 4.
But that was gonna be the way.
Maybe you can't check and see like you can export some data. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible.
When it said plus 4, I thought it wanted to.
Yes.
So I just make it
From that
copy of this.
system.
Or import. That would be an import from CSC.
It's not
Yeah.
going to gain me anything because we already don't keep track of names for checks.
Okay. Sure.
So it wouldn't gain us anything because all we do now is the check number, the amount, the check number, the amount. So it wouldn't gain us anything to do an import into the CIC system.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
you.
Can I give this back to you when I get a copy of it? Maybe
Absolutely.
to you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
No, she wants it right now.
You're looking at it,
Since we're talking about CIC, and the other people aren't here yet, I guess I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah, I don't know where they're at.
I'd say he's not gonna show.
I have our final payment for CIC. I just need you guys to sign off on it before we have the check cut. I know. That's the last one.
Thank God.
Well.
67,950.
You still got your annual, don't you?
Well, yeah, he's talking about the actual installments, the first. Yeah, you're stuck on the maintenance.
0% interest payment.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, we'll still pay them each year, just not for the software, we just pay maintenance.
why does that come to Shelley Campbell? I mean,
Because they've changed it to me, and then it gets changed back to her, and then they changed it to me, and then it gets
She
changed back to her.
originally had
But
CIC
she
prior
originally
to-
had CIC when we did our transition. So
oh, she already had that
the
when the
rest
whole.
of the county had the Manatron Thomson Reuters system, and she had the CIC system.
Okay, well, I just thought that was curious.
Yes.
That I've never
We had it-
seen.
We had it fixed. About every other statement it says my name, and every other statement it says her name. So she just knows to give it to me when she gets it.
Sure.
So.
I mean, I've just never seen her as the recipient of anything like that. If there's a problem with it, just thought I was curious.
Hopefully, this is our last payment that we won't lose any tech support with them, will we?
Oh no, that's why we just paid the maintenance agreement, and no, not at all. Not at all.
What did that last training cost us? Have we got a bid on that yet?
14 or 1,600 bucks, and it was paid out of treasurer's budget. I can go back, I don't remember the.
That's okay.
I don't remember the exact dollar amount.
I entertain a motion that we make the final payment to CIC in the amount of $67,953.45.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0.
Hard to believe it's already.
I know, I was happy when I saw the.
Yeah.
invoice.
When did this? What year did that start?
13. 13.
13, yeah.
Boy, it didn't seem like 4 years has gone by that quick, has it? Wow.
Well,
5 years.
Yeah, you're right.
Time flies. I'm gonna wait till the end of the month before we pay that. But
I wish Corey would have stayed, so we're not gonna act on the ambulance okay for that, or?
Which one, the vehicle, or I don't know if they
That's
have.
early on yet on the ambulance. We're picking for.
we've met with the two companies, we have a third one coming in. that
Oh,
will-
I thought you had a final decision where you wanna go. Oh,
No,
okay,
no, no.
okay,
No,
okay.
we just met with two companies, we'll be able to third one yet to do, we haven't, and then, we'll bring the formal quotes to you from all three, so. And I mean, they're all, one's in Texas, one's in Missouri, and the other one is Danco, which is up in Nebraska. you see the price as well. So, and it'll be six months-ish after order before you get your ambulance, so, which is gonna spread out your payment also, so, they'll put it later in the year. But right now, they don't have a backup, but we've been asked all three companies to give us a loaner while they're building, so we do have a backup ambulance. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
You all have a good day then.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Oh, should I go make a copy of that for you real fast?
Yeah. And then that way she can just have it.
You just want this sheet?
Yeah, because I have that.
Mr. Scott, you got something for the commissioners or for Seth Howard or both?
Well, I think we need to discuss this bridge replacement, but how, is the road gonna be closed down completely?
Well,
During the entire period, or?
I think we'll have to have Seth here because I haven't had any discussions with him on how, I mean, I'm sure it will have to be shut down completely at some point, but, you know, I don't know how long that will be, so we'll have to see when he comes in.
And when will he be in?
Oh, he's coming in a little bit. He's going to be in here. He's scheduled for what?
11
o'clock.
Within 15 minutes, so.
Okay, because I think that this is gonna be a huge impact. I mean, I don't know what, Mr. Gary's status is, but he doesn't have a maintainer operator. And that, the one that's 262 road.
He's right here, so why don't we?
Wonderful, but 262 road down below my house, that road is in bad shape. And the residents are either gonna have to take that road or the one south of there, down by Kilkenny's. And that road is not too bad a shape. But there's gonna be a lot of traffic coming down that 262 road.
Okay. Well, what?
And it's in bad shape, and, you know, Gary doesn't have any kind of an operator. He don't know how to operate his equipment.
No.
So,
We're talking about the closure of the road. Commissioner Knowles said something about it's a much more added expense if we don't close the bridge down to the project.
From initial talks, yes, it could get up to about another 100,000 change and make it where it's still a one-lane road through there. We're still currently working on it. You don't really know for sure. So I got our engineer working on it. I got KDOT working on it. So right now they're actually making phone calls. Got the contractor back involved, see what the change order would be. So they're looking into it, but you know, it all depends if the engineer can make the plans work where they don't have to tear the entire road up. If they have to tear the entire road up, we are gonna have to shut it down. If we can keep it, you know, make it half the way, then.
Is there a way that I'll use the bridge closure on the state highway north of Effingham as kind of a template? They provided the townships around there with some blading and gravel costs, and us and the county, to have an alternative route. Could we do that on this road that he's talking about? And wouldn't that be cheaper? And the road would still be improved, or if we, you know, when the bridge is back open, the road's still going to be in better shape. It's not like
It's possible we'd have to get with the townships to make sure they'd be okay with it, which I'm sure they would. I mean, there's only so much we can do with the township road. I mean, they're only so wide.
Right.
So trying to make it a 2-lane, most likely not going to happen.
I'm
Materialize and upkeep on it, we can make that happen if it all comes to it.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go in there and put new tubes, new bridges and all that. We'd maintain it and put some gravel down where it need to be.
Yeah, because I know that out there, as soon as the bridge I was talking about north of Effingham shut down, those gravel roads just got tremendous amount of traffic on. And they probably use quite a bit of gravel. But if we could do that, would that help you out? I mean,
we won't.
I'm mainly concerned about the impact on my business. I don't know, you know, what the general public thinks about, you know, driving all the way around, you know, come do business with me, versus, you know, driving straight down the road. You know, 30 minutes from Walmart versus, of course, there's not that much time difference versus, you know, maybe 8 minutes.
Will Sherman Road be closed right there in front of that bridge?
Initially,
The way they're proposing
if we don't change it, yes. It will be.
Where in the discussions, was it engineer or was it KDOT that determined? Because I know we've had this issue in the past. I mean,
It was a group effort on this.
Okay.
They
Are we
did me
taping this?
initial,
Eric,
okay, this is where
are we
we're at.
just taping?
Don't close the road.
Yes.
Okay.
And make other plans. I mean, we were looking upwards of $150,000-$200,000 on the project to keep it closed, I guess, or to keep it open. So we kind of came as a group decision that it's probably best if we just shut it down, get them in there, get them out of there as soon as possible. Keeping it to one lane, I don't know if it would add on another couple months, you know, from the 4 to 6 to maybe 6 to 8. Because they're looking into it. I don't really have a good answer today with that.
sure.
Are you
What
talking
about-
about if we would go with one lane, you'd have to put stoplights?
They would have to do traffic control, stoplights. The shoring would have to be completely different. That's where it gets expensive, is the shoring issues. And then Jersey barriers along the side of the construction, so nobody comes off into the construction site, because that's going to be a 20 to 30 foot hole right off the edge of the road. So all those factors are being played in, and the initial contact with engineers says it could be possible we might have to widen, or they'll put the road into the ditch a little bit, but he wasn't sure until he actually did some
to
math.
the west of there, on the west side.
Yeah.
Was there any estimate on how long that, on your initial proposal there, of how long that would be shut? Is there any idea of
For what we're planning on,
Yeah.
current plans is 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6?
It's 100 working days.
What about the school district? How's it going to impact the school district?
I contacted the school district months ago, let them know that it would most likely be shut down. And I contacted them again. They were rerouting bus routes and pickup times and everything like that. So they're taking care of their side.
Who owns that? How much, do we have enough easement down there that we could move that road to the west?
It wouldn't be our, I mean.
That would be
we have
Dempsey's
5
or?
to 10 foot off the edge of the road.
That's Trower.
Timmy
Be
Trower.
Tim, Rosie Trower's property. I spoke with Rosie Trower over the weekend, and she, according to her, I didn't speak with her husband Tim. According to her, they really didn't have a problem with
Moving the road
moving
over.
that road to the west, just to keep, you know, with
Would that have to change
that'd
all
be
of our, hasn't the engineers already approved the site and everything, or?
Everything's been approved. We're gonna have to do some change orders to get all this changed around, which if KDOT won't cover the cost, it's 100% on the county. There's a possibility they could still do the 80/20 on all the change orders. It just depends on what's left in the budget that wasn't spent for this bridge project. So it's all, they're figuring all the numbers right now. I just got off the phone with the District 1 engineer, so he's making his phone calls, and I should have a phone call back by this afternoon from him.
Well, I think you should keep it open as long as you can. You know, you should minimize what you do to shut stuff down. That's a major disruption of flow of traffic. So I think at all costs, you should be keeping that thing open as long as you can. We know at a certain point you're going to have to tie it into the road, but you know, keeping that thing open, even if it's a single lane, is obviously the most beneficial. That's the best for everyone. You know, to be able to keep traffic flow going through.
But when you tear the bridge completely out that's there, correct?
Yeah, but we're talking about two different things.
They're going to build a
He's
new
talking
bridge.
about Sherman Road, and then you're kind of thinking about the people that live up on 262nd, the Crays, Seabergs, and those.
No, 262 is the road in between Sheridan and 73 Highway.
My assumption is they would build the new bridge before they would tear down the old one, correct?
I believe they had to have the whole one torn out, or parts of it tore out before they can start the new one, because it still doesn't change dramatically, I don't believe. From the
So it's at least
It's
partial.
changing, but it's not completely moving off site.
Well, I thought it was further south of the
I think
current
the wing
bridge.
walls- I'd have to look at the plans, but I believe
Sure.
the wing walls are what's running into the old bridge, is why they'd have to tear it out first.
See, that's where, if you're tearing it, have to tear it up completely, that's where there's not much you're gonna do. I mean,
Well, I think we ought to try to keep Sherman Road open. The other road, I mean, they're just gonna have to go around. I mean,
Lady
they're-
Hill Road you're referring to.
yes, but those people are gonna have to go around. There's no other way around it. But if we could keep Sherman Road open,
Now,
I would
it's
try-
all gonna depend on how far into Sherman they have to dig, because they do have to dig into Sherman for the shoring for safety purposes.
we'll get with the engineers and get with the Trowers and see if they're willing to give us a.
Now, are we, I guess, willing to make it work whatever the cost would be, whether it's per the county or, I mean, are we willing to?
I can't see that. I can't foresee that much cost of.
I agree
moving
with
the road
that.
over.
I think that sounds
$5,000
excessive.
Oh, it'd be more than that.
Well,
Traffic controls would
something
be-
else you're gonna have to consider too, is that KP&L went in there and put that telephone pole in there. So that's gonna be a problem with going to the west. You're not gonna be able to go to the west that far. Because they went in there and rearranged all the telephone poles. You know about what I'm talking about, Seth. So I don't know, you know, if it's gonna be feasible to go to the west that far.
When me and the engineer talked, it looked like there would still be an 8-foot wide opening there. So general traffic could make it through, no commercial vehicles can make it. So if we're right, or if he was right on his map, that first look at it, we should be able to get 8 foot, but that will change because we'll have to add the traffic signals per day they're charged by, plus the Jersey barriers. So there'll be quite a bit of change there, plus the planes will have to be changed. And depending on what the contractor wants for the change orders, that would be the other cost. So, I mean, it could range anywhere from 20,000 up to 100,000. It just,
There's something else you wanna keep in mind too, and would have to put up signs, to keep the flow of semi-traffic. I know a lot of them drivers, they use their GPSs, and if they're coming from Leavenworth, they'll either turn off on, Sherman Road down to where 73 and Sherman meet, down at the old new highway, or they come around, the 262 road. And they're generally going down there to, Smart Warehousing. It's either that or they miss the turnoff, and then they're down there turning around and either on my property or my neighbor's property. And, you know, we got that issue, so you're gonna probably be wise to put up some type of a sign.
that would be part of the design for the traffic controls that they'll take into account. If they have to narrow the road, it'll be.
My main concern is just, you know, is my business. That's what my main concern is.
All I know is get with the engineer, get some figures, and we'll try to do what we can do to keep it open. Or at least one lane.
well, we'll have to consider that cost, because we can't.
I haven't
we
been down
can't-
that road for a long ways. I don't know about if you get KP&L involved and stuff like that, that's more problem.
They should be off enough. I mean, we can't change our poles again. That was the plan for them changing their poles that way, so that construction could be done, so they have to stay where they're at. But we should be able to make work with where the poles are at.
Yeah, they had to move them, they actually moved them to I believe to the north about 5 or 6 feet or so, something like that, just for this purpose.
Okay. We'll see what we can do.
So construction is gonna go forward on starting the 16th then?
Well, we might not be able to make that happen anymore, so it might get put off. We'll see. As soon as I have a conference call with the contractors, the engineers, and the state, we'll make a decision whether it's gonna still proceed at that time or not.
I mean, because we can't spend 100,000 just for more than what it costs now. And I don't know, you know, at what point it would be costly.
If your citizens want it open, you better listen to the citizens. That's just, I mean, we're hearing a lot of pushback right now about it being closed down. I mean, you better, I mean, that's taxpayers' dollars. I mean, you're right, but I mean, it's taxpayers' dollars that, if they want it
Well, the
open.
thing is, the traffic flow down there has increased, you know, just over the last 3 or 4 years. It's more than triple. Just, well, what's the road over at Kilkenny? Was it 240 or 243?
254.
254. You know, since they put in them new homes over there and the other new homes that are putting
Yeah.
down there, them people have got kids that are growing up and they've got friends that are driving and like I said, the flow of traffic down there is it's gotten crazy.
Well, I know it'll be a huge inconvenience. Yeah, I mean, I get that.
It's going to impact a lot of people.
Yep.
So it's just something, commissioners need to consider. At least keeping one lane open.
We'll see what we can do. I don't think there's any guarantee, but we'll see what it'll do.
All righty. Well, I guess I'll put my input in, so gentlemen have a good day.
You too.
All right,
thank you very much for coming in.
You got purchase order, Seth?
What I have is for actually restocking our bridge plank, our wooden bridges. Actually, it's gonna restock every size that we have. It's the planks that we use every year, same company. We changed a couple years back due to this they're more full-size planks.
Sorry.
And
Get
they
you.
do treatment on them.
Getting back to that, all you can do is get with an engineer and see if it's feasible. I'm like Commissioner Knoll, $100,000. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I think that's crazy. I just can't imagine. I mean,
That was just their worst case scenario.
Sure.
And that the state has to agree on this. It's a mutual project or something. So
I mean,
they
you run.
shouldn't have a problem. The way I've talked, they should be able to make change orders. And like they said, we can make them, but if they don't feel or if they're not comfortable with the extra costs, it would all fall on the county.
I definitely understand it'll be a huge inconvenience, but even like in Topeka, where they're doing Topeka Boulevard, and there's businesses there that have been almost shut out for 6 months at a time when they've done roads and businesses. It's tough. I mean, but there's no way that you can accommodate everything. So.
And we took that into consideration when they were designing. We had multiple calls back. We tried to say, hey, let's not shut it down. They looked at those, and the price was just an outrageous amount more on the projected cost. So if it's only 4 to 6 months, can we get by with it? We were going to put the start time through the summer, so the school would be impacted, but we had to leave that window of start date. You have that time frame with the contractor once it started early. So
Something that I hate, and it really rankles people too, is again, on that highway north of Effingham there, the state came out, rerouted everybody, and it was maybe a couple weeks before anything started.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe they done some of their prep work as far as their sighting and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the old bridge is still there. We had school buses going around and everything. So if there's any way they could minimize the time frame and scoot that together, so it's not shut down until it's actually being tore out.
Correct.
And then get it back, because that's what people really resent is the old bridge is there, it's not been tore out, there's nobody there, and then they can't cross it.
And we didn't get the schedule for the contractor that meeting, the pre-construction meeting. They didn't have it with them. I didn't obtain that today. They should have today. Whoever had it was out, so I'll get that today. And if it's not possible to open the road, we can work with them and say, hey, if you can keep it shut for just a month or something. We're going to do the best case scenario, but we will try to get it open.
Have you been down west of 73 on 262nd? How bad is that down and through there?
It's very narrow.
That's
And
what I was
there's
thinking.
cliffs, on the south side of that road that there's been multiple people that drive off that, especially in the winter time.
If that could be fixed up a little bit, that'd eliminate the problem. But I know it's awful narrow.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like taking the gravel roads, especially when there's snow underground.
Yeah, but you're not going to be doing that in the snow. Well, you could be a little bit maybe, but.
Yeah, let me see what these options are. I hope to have everything figured out by this weekend. I can make phone calls to each of you as soon as we get something figured out.
Okay.
That's all you can do. Okay, I'd entertain a motion that we give Seth authorization to purchase $29,024 in tubes from bridge plank, excuse me, from, I don't see no Wheeler Lumber.
Also move.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Is there a road closed? Is it kind of northwest? Be Kevin Keel's road, which is either Dickinson or Clay. Has there been? It's a small.
There's a small bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bridge that has the outside stringers are broke on it, so we closed it down because it's unsafe to travel.
Okay. What's that going to take? Is it a?
Well, we were gonna fix it a couple weeks ago. The piling is bad on it also, so we could put stringers on, but the piling needs to be replaced. It's probably gonna be a few months before we get it. We're
Too
gonna
big for a
start
tube?
on 210 on that
Too
box.
big, too big for a tube?
We'd have to check out the drainage and everything on it before we find out. I believe it's gonna be too big for a tube.
You say that's 310 road? Or if it's around there, or I just heard about it remotely.
Yeah,
that's the reason I don't have a
I
better.
know it's up north.
I know it's by Keels, but it came through a third party. So, and I heard I was going to be asked about it. So it's the reason why you're
Yeah,
here.
it's closed. The stringers are bad.
And piling.
I don't feel comfortable opening it until those are fixed. So it's just a matter of getting the piling and then the stringers fixed. So.
Okay. Just wanted to get the basics, so I have an answer.
Okay, I have three things. Mr. Runke was here today, wanted to know about 258 low water crossing, when we were going to do anything with that. Mr. Gehring was here complaining about the material for the bridges. And then signs, well, no material of the post and the concrete stuff. And then I had a individual ask me, and I don't know whose responsibility, on Sherman Road, Leroy Services wooden bridge is about ready to fall in. I don't know if the state put that in, if the county put that in, if Leroy put it in.
The driveway bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
And this was after 5 o'clock, and I'll just let it go, if you know Steve. But this was after 5 o'clock when he called me. But
No, where is it?
Steve's Service, Leroy Services driveway. It's a small wooden bridge. I don't know who put it in.
It was probably the county back in the day. I'm not sure.
Well, it might have been the state. The whole highway.
See, that's that discussion we need to have on driveway bridges and items like that. And we have multiple bridges that are just driveways. I mean, like Hales is one of them. That's got to be replaced, or we're gonna have to do something. That bridge is falling in also. But where do we build these bridges for a driveway entrance? Because we have to provide a citizen access to their driveway.
I think we probably have to. Now, the Smith Bridge down there was no longer an access to a private, plus that wasn't our bridge. I mean, it wasn't continuous to a county road. Yeah, well, I think it'll have to look at them each by piece, but situation
Well,
to situation.
in Leroy's case, that's his only access. I don't know whether it be
That's what I'm saying. We'll
a
have to
cost
look.
share or, and you say we got several of them come up, we need to come up with some kind of plan.
I know of 3 currently that are all driveway bridges, all need replaced or repaired.
Now I'm sure
And
that
we do the repairs, but more or less they need replaced. So
I wouldn't think where Leroy's drains very much. But tubes aren't cheap either. But I would think a 4-foot tube would be adequate down there. But now that I may be all wet too. I don't know. But I told Steve that I'd bring it to the board. So,
okay.
And then Mr. Runke, I don't know what you tell him.
That low water crossing is going to have to be something in the spring or summer. We can't do any concrete work right now on that one. It's that.
He made it sound like it's got to be re-tore out and totally redid.
It would need to.
Well,
be.
the spring
I've
of
been
the year
down
you
there
won't
looking
do
at
that.
more or less, that's just the railroad access down to the river bottoms, and a four-wheeling path for everybody. There's nothing down there other than maybe a little bit of farm ground and the railroad. So it's not really top of my priority. It's on my list, but that's something this summer or spring or something, maybe fall, we can get to.
Okay, Mr. Gearing, this is what he come and told us. He presented us with 2 bills, and he said part of that bill was his own personal, and that he called you and you told him you didn't have time to do it, but you give him authority to go ahead and do it. So he went and got the material himself, and he said it didn't go to the Walnut Township Bank. He paid it out of his pocket. Whether he did or not, I don't know. And he said he talked to you Friday about 5 o'clock, and it got heated. And
Alright, so that whole situation was over those school bus stop ahead signs. You know, we made a decision that we would purchase the signs, and I directly told him, yeah, there's no way I could be able to get out there to get those up. Currently, I don't know where exactly you want them. You know, they're here at the shop. Why don't you come get them? Technically, we don't have to maintain any sign on the township roads besides the weight limits, culvert markers that on the structure that we own. I'd also believe we do maintain the speed limit signs since we do set those. Other than that, there's no, unless you guys have passed a resolution that says we maintain any signs on township roads. I talked to Gordon Bowers about that today, and he said, yeah, you should have nothing to do with township signs unless it's a structure that's on a township road.
so what you're saying is that went over and above by just giving him the signs.
Correct.
Legally, we didn't even have to do that.
Correct. And safety concern, so that's why we.
Do you have any input on that, Pat?
Well, yeah, you guys asked me to do some
Research.
research on it a while back, and I did give you a memo on it back in November, it looks like. The law is not extremely well established, and including relying on a couple of things that Norm Bowers had written. The answer was simply, what have you been doing, or what's the history here? In fact, my understanding is that the county has never maintained the signs. It may well be the case that we don't have any speed limit signs that are not on our roads either. But the conclusion, and this is a direct quote from Norm Bowers, is in some counties the county erects the regulatory signs and the township maintains the signs. In some counties the county commission just passes the resolution and the township installs and maintains the signs. And in some counties the county erects and maintains the regulatory signs. A new road supervisor needs to check to see what policy has been followed in the county. That's vague in my view, and that's
I think in this instance, from what I've heard from him, was he said that you basically had told him to do it. It was almost like the assumption there that we would reimburse him for this stuff.
Not at all. It was, we got the signs, it's your responsibility to get in place. I would never refund the township for putting a post in the ground for their sign. I mean, it's something he requested. We went above and beyond to get the signs for him. And we do purchase signs for townships that always reimburse us, but at that cost, you guys made the approval that we would go ahead and purchase signs for the township because of the safety issue. I don't believe any of us gave him the permission to charge us for whatever material he had to use to put the post up. I just directed him that we wouldn't have the time to do it, and he would have to do it at his own expense. So, and I would never give any township to bill us for a sign on their road. It's not our responsibility for any sign other than our weight limit signs, and we manage those on our own.
Well, I think this is probably out of your hands. I would suggest, Pat, that you write up some kind of letter to Mr. Gearing stating whether you want to state some of the laws, or am I speaking ahead? Do we want to pay it?
I think it was pretty clear. I mean, just for what it's, what's been stated is that, we went above and beyond to purchase the signs, and it was up to their leisure, the township. If he's representing Walnut Township, they erect the signs.
And it sounds like there has been some past history with the last superintendent on.
There
same
is. It's
things,
been
on
overwrote.
signage.
Signage, and his theory is, I mow that road, I'll be charged with the signs.
And that's,
The former guy says, well, we thank you, but we never told you to mow it. He comes back and says, well, if we don't mow it, it won't get mowed. So it goes back and forth. But this was an ongoing thing when you took over.
right. So,
But
I mean,
when he said you had a heated conversation, I would probably advise you to, or I would advise us to instruct Pat to give him some kind of written form. What
I
would,
read right out of that local handbook, Road Bridge handbook that Norm Bowers put together. That's
Mhm.
where I got my information, had it highlighted, read it to him, and he didn't take it too well. So that's kind of where that went from there.
comments?
Just maybe for future reference, there almost need to maybe have something in writing or request or something like that, because I have a feeling that he's going to come back and saying, you said this, you know, it's going to be a he said, you know.
He did state to me if he doesn't get reimbursed, he is going to go back and pull the signs up.
And do what?
He's going to pull the post out, pull the signs up.
And I guess he's back to square one. I mean, it was his request to have the signs. I mean, the signs were donated. Those were expensive signs. The
So
signs
then
cost
we'd-
more than all.
then-
Wouldn't the township reimburse him for, I mean,
That's
for that
on
much?
him. I don't know. That's,
I mean, again, that wouldn't necessarily have to come out of his pocket. I mean,
I don't know why he didn't write it out of the township money anyway, unless he
Well-
thought if he wrote it out of his personal, he'd have more leverage getting money. I don't know.
Why don't we send a letter addressed to the township board?
Walnut
then?
Township,
Yeah.
that's probably the place to send it.
yeah, that's a good idea.
and if, I don't know if you want to put the Norm Bowers letter in there. It might help them understand on sign regulations on township and county. So, I mean, yeah, it's vague in areas, but it still kind of gets them to the point. So, anything else?
Do we want to put anything about that, or is that just, if the signs are removed, the county requests their signs back? Or is that just
No,
making them more aggravated? Because those signs are probably, what, $150, $200 a piece?
60 to 70 bucks.
60, $70 a piece, so.
Well, for one thing, I think that I would hate to be the one that would pull the signs, then be an accident there the day after the signs are missing.
Well,
I
that'd
think
be
that
on-
I
that'd
think
be
he
on-
ought to be aware
that'd
of
be
the
on the
potential.
Walnut Township board, him.
I don't think it'd be a smart move for them to pull the signs. I mean, they're up. I believe the township should reimburse Craig back if he made the purchase out of his own pocket. But
Yeah.
I guess that's up to their board. So.
Okay.
All right. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you want the letter to the township?
Walnut
board,
Township,
not-
yeah, I think it'd be
not
better.
Specifically to him.
Right.
All right.
Next on the agenda is.
Pauline.
Can I come?
Yes.
Well, I'm just the bearer. Melissa gave me this, and she said that I think you got emails on it for Westland.
I did talk with Jamie. I don't know if she called you about it wasn't figured correctly on
I guess you need to make a decision which one you want to go with.
We're talking $100.
the note says, can you please print both of these out for the commission? Wes's raise was incorrect last week, so they need to decide between the two, the attached two, what it will be. I emailed them last week, so they will know. They just need to decide today.
Well, on the paper, the emergency management pay is $36,150, and IT is $14,300 on one and $14,200 on the other.
Seemed to me,
Well, it's in the minutes how much you approved of him.
35,800 and 14,200.
So I guess you need to decide whether you're going to stick with what you. Is that the same as what was on Mondo's?
Well, what we basically did was we went by Jamie's figures, and she had the 1% figured in, and that's, I think we rounded it up, or we may have rounded it down a little bit.
I think
but
what we approved was the 5350. And I don't think that was a complete 1% is what the problem was.
I think so. I think you're right.
It didn't come out to 1% on what we approved. Isn't that in the minutes from we had? Aren't those figures in there? Not seeing. Oh, never mind. Oh.
Westliner was 50.
50.
Yes, we approved for 50.
And I don't.
Well, on the side, it says 50 and then it splits it out.
35.8 and 14.2.
Okay.
And that would be correct. That would be 50.
What's the split out of those two positions? Okay, that's emergency management.
So Jamie's saying now it should be 50,100.
No, I think she said it should be either 5350 or 5450 is what she said it should be calculated out to.
I guess she's not here today, that's all. I guess
that
she's
would
home
make
sick
it-
or something.
Yeah, if you take, because we're giving him the 1% on the emergency management side, but nothing on the IT. And so that comes out
$142.
358 would be the 1%
and
increase.
142.
But the total wage then would be
458.
53, 358 is what it comes out
500.
to. 1% on the.
500 even. If you do 1% on both of them.
No, we're doing it just. We decided to do it just on the one side, on the
So that would
EM
be-
side, which would make that salary 36,158 plus the IT. The total would be 50,358 if you're doing a strict 1% on the 35,800. So she wrote it up two different ways, I guess. So you could either go.
Was there a
350
particular reason why we weren't doing it on the IT side? I'm just asking a question.
That was discussion held at that time.
I think being he's got an assistant, I think that's ample enough pay for IT.
And I'm sure that's how this was figured. So,
So what does she have written up on there?
you could either go, I guess, due to rounding, the two figures are 50,350 or 50,450.
Yeah, that's what she had. I think she had
Suggesting.
Yeah.
So whichever one we decide to go with, and that's all she wrote on her.
And that's given 1% on the emergency management, nothing on IT.
Right.
at 50,350.
It would be 50,358 to come out exactly on 1%. So you're $8 off on the cheaper one.
Mm-hmm. I'd make a suggestion, just 52,400, just keep it even. That would be my suggestion.
Is that in motion?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, I guess. Motion carried 3-0.
Okay, now
Are you gonna go back and amend your minutes of the last meeting, or are you
Well,
gonna
this-
change it?
Well, this is,
Can't they just put it in this one that they're changing
Yeah, but then if somebody just looks at that,
the,
the minutes to see what they are, where all
Mhm.
the salaries are, it'll be wrong in there.
I don't know how,
You may amend your minutes anytime, you can go back.
she can put it in here and that you're gonna amend them.
Minutes.
January 3rd minutes to reflect the change, right?
Okay.
Is that what you're saying, Pat?
Yes.
In your motion, sorry.
mm,
I stopped over at the sheriff's office to see if we should have handled the Joe situation a little bit different, and he said no. We talked about that for a little time, but he's very upset about the 1% salary. He'd like to talk to us at one time, and I said, well, the door is, you're always welcome to come over, so. I don't know how that's gonna play out, but just so you're aware. Any other stuff?
Yes. I went ahead and did the 2 tables, but they're needing names on the tables.
So we normally have,
Well, I think it's
the
usually.
5 or 6 of us, or I don't know, 5.
There's 8 on the table, so, I'm gonna hand it over to Michelle, but you'll need to, get with Mary Jane at the chamber on names.
You and your wife plan on going?
Sure.
Me and my wife plan, your
Me.
plan,
You and some-
just one. So there's 5, so we got 3 more, we got 11 more people. Do you want, you gotta work it, or do you wanna attend?
I'll attend, and, either that or I'll buy my own tickets since I'm not
as far as I'm concerned, but.
As far as I'm concerned too, I mean, you're retired, but you'd be the 6th one.
okay. And we'll just have Michelle send out an email.
To interested department heads.
I would suggest, in the past, we've kind of like a new employee, so I would invite Corey and his wife possibly as a new one.
Okay, yeah, because we did Melissa
So,
Crane and
so
her
there would
last
be,
year.
there would be 1 table, so then you got 8 more people.
Well, you might, Michelle and.
Michelle would be another one, her husband, that'd be 2, so you're down to 6.
What about Connie? I mean, she is, but I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is currently in, but she is also gonna be moving to a different position.
Thank you, though,
Pat?
Pat.
No, thank you.
When is the date of that?
The 28th.
Oh,
January.
January.
I'll give you the- I'll
And
give
you gotta
the
dress up like you wanna fly an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
The goggles and.
I know one or two that will dress up. You got any airplane gear?
I was about putting on a parachute. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a parachute, but that'd be funny. Parachute pants.
We can't never figure it out. We never dress up, but one time everybody's danced up fancy, but maybe that's because of Mr. Cray. And then next time it's kind of casual, so. And I catch
I
it
think last year was
Western,
Mhm.
kind of Western or fancier because it was
It
indebted
was
to
Western,
Mr.
I
Cray.
think, last year, so it was kind of
Yeah.
one year was the Mickey Mouse.
We had Mickey Mouse ears and gloves.
Yeah, the hands. Yeah, all the gloves.
You ever get your gloves back?
Yeah, thank goodness. They're hard to get a hold of.
Okay, the only other thing I have, and I had a Tyler Warner with KDWP, Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks, called me. He's the biologist. And he had heard a rumor that the county was selling the county lake. And I kinda told him, I said, well, that's been about a year or so. He said, well, he would like, if you ever decide to call, to give Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks a chance to purchase it.
He didn't finish his statement, probably for $1.
And he didn't say. He didn't know if the state would even allow him to buy it, but he said that they already do the, we get money from them, the CFAP, we get like $4,000 a year from them. But
What was his name again?
Tyler, there it is.
Oh, you
You
mean
put
like
that on, put that
I was gonna write
file
that
something.
down.
payment
Yeah.
on the taxes?
But
Is
he
that
said
what-
they would just like to have a chance at it. It's
I know
already,
what they-
it's already exempt, and he thought
Something
the
fishing.
the legislators
it's
would
like
be more
Phillips, isn't it?
receptive of
Philip
buying
Owens.
something that's exempt.
Payment in lieu of taxes.
It's not taking it out of the tax.
I've always heard of pilot.
That could be
Oh,
a
yeah, that could
win-win
be.
situation.
You know what I'm talking about.
Is that his phone number down there?
That's the Topeka phone number, the one up above.
You get paid from like
Oh.
corn and stuff like that.
Well,
Stuff
yeah.
on the bottom.
He said the
Right,
person
they
that
own that
actually
land.
does
We own that.
the purchasing of
Well,
property or
okay.
anything is the one in
As a
the
state
original
agency.
office.
Okay.
So I told him I would write the note and give it to you so that you would, you know. But I told him it's been a year or so that since you discussed it.
Well, we hit on it occasionally, but not real serious.
Question. Hey, county counselor, maybe follow up with them? Do we have a contact info? Did he give you? Okay. I would suggest counselor probably follow up with him and just to see what his intentions are. Would that be? That'd be the most
You write down the
reasonable?
numbers and we'll
He's
give
just
Pat.
the biologist that goes out, I think, and takes samples from the lake and
Sure.
stuff. That's all I have. And I just came in because I think you're going to be reorganized.
Yeah.
If you should have any questions.
Okay, we'll go on to reorganization, I guess, now. You start, you start
So
chairman?
Moved. So moved.
Oh, so.
Do we have to make a motion to go into reorganization
Oh,
meeting?
yeah.
Okay, there's been a motion going to reorganization. There's a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0.
11:33, I think.
I make a motion to give the chairmanship to Eric Knoll.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wow, that was quick. Had it removed and everything.
I make a motion to have Commissioner Shealy be vice chair.
Oh. Okay. I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I would make a motion that everybody stays currently on the outside committees that they're on unless there's anybody that wants to get off or change or do anything different. So
On that, would somebody be willing to take over the joint communications? I am currently on that. Now that I'm going to be on the ambulance board, which is meeting monthly, afternoon meetings are more difficult for me. That I would prefer if somebody else could handle that. It's been quarterly.
When's the joint?
I
Oh,
think
4 times a year?
Yeah, it's quarterly, which it isn't taking a lot. It's second Wednesday is currently when they're meeting. And I think they're meeting in January, starting off second Wednesday at 3 p.m. So, because I've got, excuse me, 5 committees now that I'm on the ambulance committee. If somebody else could handle that, I would appreciate it.
You're getting off of MOCAN because we're no longer MOCAN, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think we have a plan to renew that here in July of 17.
Do you want joint communications?
Yeah, I could do that. You don't have any desire to?
No.
That's fine. I'll do joint communications.
So we'll do it. Okay, now you're going to be ambulance?
We should probably make a
Healthcare.
list. We should probably make a list for.
Yes. Tell her what all you are.
She does. Okay. Yeah, so she should probably. Michelle, can you repeat? Let us know what
Okay.
we are currently on.
Here.
You got it then.
I have just, this is from last year. I'm
Okay.
the JJA.
I'm on.
You gonna stay
I
on
would, yeah. Project Concern and JCAP, I'm on then.
Project Concern, okay.
Yes.
And then, Community Corrections Advisory Board, I had Jeff on that.
Yep.
And, Milton Regional Council.
Yes.
But we're doing away with that, but.
Yeah, I'm still on it until we finish our.
And then you gotta add him to
Handicap.
you gotta add him to joint communications.
Okay.
No. It's a non, you're not a voting member, it's just up.
Ex officio.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
so it's not it's not a bad board, it's just that with the other one, it's gonna meet monthly. It's harder for me. Okay. I'm on NECAP
Mm-hmm.
and, County Health, NEKES,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ambulance.
ambulance may not be on there because didn't we form that after this started? Multi-county, yeah, it should be 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Run the Solid Waste Advisory Board. I don't know if that's listed on there.
Solid waste.
Listed on here.
What about that Y board and chamber board and all that stuff? That doesn't really come
Yeah, I'm
out.
on.
You put the chamber board on
Chamber board.
Chamber Board. Surprised it wasn't on there, but.
Chamber Board,
Mm-hmm.
that be you as well, John?
Mm-hmm. We'll probably have to make a motion, second to approve all the.
Have you got
appointed-
everything down, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I'd entertain a motion to approve those committees for the commissioners.
One second.
It's been moved to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 3-0. So everybody knows what they got. Okay. First quarter maintenance allocation for sports complex documents.
Oh, we still got some on
Still
the.
got more on there.
Oh,
Reorganization.
I'm sorry.
We got
The
holidays
banks. Oh, the holidays. Yeah, where'd that holiday list go?
right here.
That's not adding any days, correct?
Yeah, so I marked off the one, according to the survey from our employees. The ones darkened are the ones that would be highest vote getters.
So you're saying no to after Christmas?
Yeah, those would be the 3
Christmas
lowest vote
Eve
getters, unless you
and
expand.
Columbus Day. And
Yeah.
that gives them 10, right?
Correct. The dark, yeah. Yeah. Plus a floating personal holiday, which isn't listed on
Yes,
it.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I am too.
Well, you're chairman now, so you'd have to
No.
list them to.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the list of holidays for 2017?
You may want to mention those
Okay.
before.
We will be including Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, Memorial Day,
If you give her the list.
That's true.
Yeah,
She'll write it down.
Independence Day. This is more for the camera. Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day, and New Year's, which would be Monday, January 1st. Also, that would be Christmas Day, which is on the Monday, yeah.
And then one.
Thanksgiving, did you say that?
The day after Thanksgiving is Day. Thanksgiving and then the day after Thanksgiving is the 2 days.
Oh, did I miss that? Okay. There's 10. Okay.
And then their personal day. Plus their personal day.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think that's basically how it was the past year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe that's as it was current. We gotta do the banks now.
What do we need on that?
I believe the treasurer recommended we keep our accounts with Exchange Bank.
Yes, there's a letter in our stack here. Too many papers.
That's no lie.
it's under here, yeah, from Sheila, advising us that the main depository for 2017 will be the Exchange National Bank and Trust. Do we need to have a motion on any of this stuff? Is that all wrapped up with all of the banks that we are using? Do we have a motion separately from the main?
I think you had two separate ones. You had one for the main depository and then one for.
Because I don't have a list of what we're working off of. That's my problem.
Yeah, this one here. That's all I have written down. No.
Okay, do I hear a motion to name the following banks as eligible depositories, which would be Exchange National, UMB Bank, Bank of Atchison, and Morrill and Janes?
Someone?
I second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pass 3-0. And then do I hear a motion to accept the Exchange Bank as the main depository for Atchison County?
I so move,
I'll
Mr. Chairman.
second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Pass 3-0. Okay, and then going on to the mileage rate for 2017. It's indicated here the IRS is paying 53.5 cents, which is the state of Kansas. Or
The state, I could, the only
state,
thing I could find for the state was 54 cents.
okay. Normally, in the past, do we go by the half cent? I mean, is it usually 52, 53, 54, or do we use that 50?
We were 54 last year, so that was on federal IRS.
Yeah. I think it's
So
common.
you can do whatever, if you want to do just plain 53 cents, you can do 53 cents.
Um,
And you can do whatever this IRS has.
I'd follow with the IRS ruling as myself.
And go with the 53?
53 and a half.
Do I hear that as a motion?
So move.
I second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pass 3-0. So it will be 53 and a half.
You going down Thursday, Friday?
Thursday.
The
KAC.
KEC meeting at Topeka?
Well, I didn't even see anything on that.
That's the new training, the new commissioner training.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. No, I'm not going to that.
I thought we were advised to go for the coma thing.
I've been to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I think I have too, and if you want to know the truth.
Have you?
Didn't we go to that one in Wichita? Wasn't that the same thing?
This would have been down to Topeka.
Topeka?
County Commission.
What's the
101.
title of the
It's probably like,
roles and duties of a commissioner?
it's like,
Similar
it
to
used to
that.
be like County Commission 101 is what it used to be.
Yeah, I think that's.
Well, I don't know. I sent my name in or Pauline did, so I'll go, but
Okay.
I think I attended it. I'm not staying. You're not staying.
No, I'm not going to. And I'm not charging mileage for. You can if you want, but I'm not going to charge a rate to.
No, I won't.
Since
break.
I want to be able to get home and do chores, I figure that's worth it to me to not do that. So, we have one more thing on the itinerary for the reorganization. That's meal reimbursement. Do we know what that was last year?
They have to show the
It's on the
receipts.
minutes here.
In the minutes from last year?
You can read it to them. Yeah, gotta read it to them.
$15.
Okay.
I thought they actually had to show the
This is
receipts.
from last year's minutes. Policy stands $15 per meal, total of $38 per day can be used. $30 for 2 meals to make up for 1. Receipts are required for each meal. If the meals are included in the registration of the meeting, you cannot include those in per meal cost. Receipts need to be included prior to payment. County will not pay for tips or alcoholic beverages. And that's how it was last year. You guys chose to stay with it for 2016.
I make the motion, Mr. Chairman, we stay with the same on meal reimbursement.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pass 3-0. Okay, is that all on the reorganization?
Cell phones?
Hmm?
Cell phones? The
Cell
cell phone
phones.
reimbursement in there?
That's not on here.
You're right, though. It should be.
It was the year I was looking at my notes for.
Do we have any?
Is the cell phone a resolution or a policy that you're changing?
It's policy, wasn't it?
Is it a policy? Because
It doesn't look like it was addressed last year. 2015 is when I had notes for it that I was looking at on my computer.
I think they did a policy, because you changed it to include more if it was text or
Data?
data.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can mention it, just saying if you want to stay with the same policy on cell phone.
She may be right. It might be an actual policy change. So
I'm
it wasn't
pretty
an
sure it
original
was.
policy.
Because we talked, we raised it because
Texting and data.
it was kind of a win-win to give the employee a little bit more towards their phone bill, plus it saved the county on the telephone plan, if I recall. I'd entertain a motion we stay with the same cell phone policy, 2017.
Would just one comment or question? Should we talk with like maybe department heads or something like that and see if that's sufficient as reimbursement or?
Well, I can tell you right now, they're going to say they want more money. I mean,
Okay. Well, I'm just asking because
Right.
if some are heavy users of their cell phones, I mean,
I haven't heard any complaints or
but
anybody.
they're getting $15 towards their personal bill. I mean,
I don't know what the amounts are. What are the amounts?
15, wasn't it?
I was thinking it was
This is more than
12
that.
or 20 for some
40,
reason.
Isn't it 40, 30, and
Not that much.
it's not 40?
I
I think it.
I thought it was 15. What do you got wrote down, Pat?
I don't. I just have down that we discussed it.
Well, you ought to be able to pull up all of our pay stubs, and it shows what we're getting reimbursed.
Yeah. I seem like for some reason I'm thinking I'm paying or getting $12 a month.
You,
for cell phone.
you might be right, 12.50. I think you are right.
Seemed like because I took the low one because I'm not getting data. All I.
9140, 20 a pay period.
Yeah. Well, it's per pay period. So
12 or 12.50 per pay period is what I'm getting.
And I was thinking there was two choices when I
Okay.
became a commissioner.
I don't know. I didn't know if you know there's we have some departments that are heavy user. I didn't know. That was just a suggestion.
Can we put that on when Jamie gets back? Because Jamie would know that.
And since it is a policy, we don't need it during the reorganization.
We
so-
can just put that on hold till next week and put it on the agenda.
Okay. Now, do we need is that all in the reorganization phase?
We don't have to do anything with like fees, or we don't set at reorganization meeting fees for the year in offices, like
Copies.
copying and all that stuff.
You probably should, but nobody's turned anything in, so we're still using the same fee structure as what we. You wanna put that on for next time?
Seemed like that wouldn't fall under reorganization, but it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Emails
Well,
go
fees.
out and departments could
Yeah.
turn in their fees.
turn in or suggestions on that. An email never hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We've never changed our fees at our office for,
Well, I mean, at some point you hate for them to get so out of whack, then that's a huge jump. So, I mean, if we need to adjust them, it's better to, adjust them incrementally than all of a sudden you have a major problem. And
you might discuss moving permit fees though. Right now, we only charge $1 for
For which fee?
moving permit.
moving permits.
Like when Summerfield Homes or Wardcraft bring a
Moving
house
homes
in,
for
or
Arthur
somebody,
Into
they have to get a moving permit to go
Hmm.
across their, we only charge $1, but.
That's
you know,
not.
some counties charge $100, some of them charge 50, some charge 20.
I'm going to say $1 isn't taking care of the paperwork or this whatever they need.
It should, I mean, that's just, I think the statute, I think said the minimum was $1, that's the.
Why don't we address that
What
next?
would be the recommendation of a taxpayer?
For a taxpayer?
As a taxpayer.
As a taxpayer, what would
Now,
be your recommendation?
Your new role. And an exclusive.
I mean, I'd at least go up to $25, because you're not, I mean, the you wanna call it, the company, well, I mean, they're gonna get their money from the person that,
Are we gonna hear it that,
well,
I had to pay $25 because I bought a Summerfield home and my neighbor built a new home and he didn't pay nothing in permits and his house is worth 10 times mine?
I mean, you're reviewing it, so I mean, it's just a fee that's, will probably be fixed, put into their, amount that they have to pay for the house.
Probably
anyway.
part of the policies and procedures fees when you purchase your home. You have all of those little small fees that are all combined as one. You know, moving and or licensing fees, they probably just tag it in there, you don't even know.
I mean, there's some
They're probably-
counties that are charging 100.
The moving company's probably charging a basic rate with that included, and if they're only getting by with paying the county $1, that's making them more money, is what my guess
Well,
is.
we
Because
could-
most of the time, they don't figure every house, you know, down to, you know, $1 for this county, $1 for that county, 25 or whatever. They- Unless it gets
Yeah, if
too
it comes into me, I have to set it out to Seth and say, okay, is this route okay
just tell them to come
or
next week,
not,
or-
or, you know, can they come down this?
I think
Right.
25 would be just a basic flat rate.
Mr. Chairman, what about if we raise it to 500 on the clerk's recommendation?
Do
The new.
I hear a motion?
New.
Is there a motion?
The new clerk, okay, yeah.
Oh.
No, I think at this $25 is not too much. If you got to figure out, you know, they're going to come down this road, the employee's going to have some time, and that 25 is a small amount. So
I'd suggest maybe let's find out what other counties can do. I can put it on the listserv, and
Okay.
and I don't know what's involved for us in doing it. If do
True.
we have to move anything, do we have to take up
Like signs or
signs or something
Yeah,
to get them out of the
Seth,
way?
It comes into me and I email it out to Seth and say.
Sheriff
"Can you
escort."
look at it?" I mean, they send a.
height of the bridge, width of the bridge, high lines, they'd have to check a lot of stuff.
And how many do we do a year?
Huh?
How many do we do a year?
We can do 2 at the most, maybe
I think
1, maybe
Mike's
5.
boy,
it all
Mike's boy
depends
just
on
did one, I
How
believe.
many people?
Who did?
Mike's boy, Bodenhauser. Or he may not got it yet. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think it's in. Yeah, let's explore
on.
this a little further, because I think Seth needs to be,
I
you
just
know,
had emails on moving permits that I deleted them out, sorry.
somebody email Seth and see what we
Mhm.
can do that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And-
And put that on for next week or
And,
sometime.
yeah, Michelle, she can email the listserv on county clerks because they would.
Let's see what other counties are doing and kind of go hand in hand.
You can just put the listserv to them and go out to all of them.
Okay, well
This
then.
person is in my area, but you're chairman. Do you want me to handle it, or do you want to handle it? That's over the closing of the bridge. Pauline, give it to me.
Oh, if that's in your district, probably you want to contact
I
her?
can call her, yeah.
I think that's. I'm not that. Haven't seen all of the breakdown of how that is all. I've been down there once now, but you know,
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with the
I
areas.
don't recognize that name, but
Okay.
She's looking for sign, fire exits.
6 to 12. Oh, I thought you wanted to know what time it was.
What's that?
There's a clock out in the hallway.
Okay. No, I was just checking on fire exit signs,
I
where
see.
they're located right now.
Okay. Thank you.
I thought he looked up at the sign clock.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Okay. Now, is that all for the reorganization? Do I hear a motion to go out of?
I so move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pass 3-0. So we're back in regular session.
Maintenance.
Yeah, sports complex.
Okay, first quarter maintenance allocation for sports complex. Is there a document in this file? Is that what some of this is?
We got too many papers for today's meeting.
I don't have it, so. Okay, didn't we confirm that the payment to the county of the tipping fee has been,
That was on YMCA, this one is the sports.
Sports complexes.
oh, I'm sorry, yes. Okay, yeah, I got a copy from it, I didn't have it, so. Is there any questions on us signing off on this? Do I hear
We
everybody's hand?
basically agreed to this till what, 2025?
The sports complex, yeah, I mean, we're.
Isn't it 2025? We agreed to make these
And then we
payments?
went on the sports complex, they were gonna change it in the, when they did the refunding.
The refund.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But this goes until 2018 anyway, so whenever the refunding, all of that comes in and you'll have,
It'll be extended then after that. So do I hear a motion to have me sign off on the written request for the management and operating reserve fund?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pass 3-0. And I will sign off. I have a stack of stuff here for the application for the solid waste landfill, which I don't see on the.
it was underneath, did the Mike Wilbur come in?
No.
See, we kind of put that off, thinking that he'd want to talk about it. He never showed up.
He'll come up next week.
We can reschedule him for next week, and we
Okay.
can, because doesn't that go hand in hand with what he's going to talk to us about?
Gonna talk about.
Is this for him actually operating as a landfill?
C&D.
Well, I sent him a text. He thought he was on at 12:15.
Oh. 12:15.
We're going to be done. We're going to be done at 12:15.
Are we willing to stick around for that, or what? What do you guys think? Or come up next week?
Yeah, I have a multidisciplinary team meeting at noon at the
Yeah.
hospital I would like to go to, but I don't necessarily have
I think
to.
we should probably have a counselor here.
Reschedule
Yes.
it. Reschedule
It
for
needs
next
to be
week.
rescheduled then.
So did he send you an email or a text?
Text.
Well, everything that I've seen, he was supposed to be in here at 10:15.
Yeah.
See, he came in, he actually came in, he said it at that time at 10:15, so I don't know where he got to go.
I should look at it.
Okay, well, counselor needs to be here, and we need to
We need to go back
reschedule.
and send
Better
it
get on
text
the counter
that.
cups or better get on this one because he's going to be late.
Okay, yeah, is there any county counselor updates?
The sales tax, the historic preservation sales tax, I did, but I gotta change it because, I set it up for Commissioner Paul as the chairman. But, I can give you each a copy of it. It's just an RFP. I did not print off all of the, there were several attachments. One is the bid sheet I didn't get back to you. One is, the Historical Society puts out a little booklet on transfer, it's 4 pages, I think. And that's, I have them if you want to see them. That's this guidebook.
Oh, there he is, right here.
Transferring, a bid sheet, and then a draft of a contract I would also attach so that somebody knows what our contract would say. But I had proposed in there, in the past we've always published it. I don't think we've ever gotten a bid from somebody that we didn't either we send it to or the state send it to. Although it doesn't cost much to publish because we don't publish this whole thing. What we publish is 2 inches maybe. So I guess I need some direction, and then what date you want to have the bid opening. This is the perfect time to sell them because taxes are coming due. So.
Anybody have any input on that, or?
You probably already
February
know
7th is what you
the
had
potential
there.
buyer, right? You have a list of people that's bought them in the past.
I do, and the state maintains Historic Preservation Office maintains a list of people that are buying them. And the last one we sold to a bank down in Lewisburg, I think, and they came to us from that list. That is, we gave notice to the state. We didn't mail them a notice, we sent notice to the state as well, and then somebody after we sent the RFPs out, it was looking for them, so. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are we needing, just to say guidance or which
Well, to
direction
start
we
with,
go?
he's gonna have to change the papers, so.
Right.
Probably the next week.
Yeah, it's just, I put it for
Need a
his
sign.
signature instead of yours. I wasn't thinking about that. I did manage to put Michelle in. I don't know
That's
whether
it.
you use a middle initial or
No.
if you.
Do you use the middle initial, like on this guy? Just Eric?
Just Eric, no middle initial.
That is pretty standard. I don't have a problem with it. Whether in the change to chairman's name.
I have no problem with it.
Are you
I
gonna
have
be-
that problem.
Are you gonna be in town sometime later this week?
It should be,
So maybe you could just stop in
Authorize.
and sign it sometime and we can get about. So that,
So we just need motion to authorize.
Eric to sign it?
yeah.
do I hear a
I so
motion?
move, Mr. Chairman, we authorize the chairman to sign off on the sales tax credits sale.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pass 3-0. Okay. Yeah, you might email me too, remind me.
Okay.
Or text, either one.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to Muskota tonight for their city commission meeting on another matter, so.
Okay. I don't think I have anything.
It wouldn't hurt, it wouldn't hurt for you to go down there either.
Yeah, I
Make
may
your
just
friends.
come down to the meeting. It's at 7 p.m. I'll try to be there.
Okay.
All right. Are we gonna have time now?
Okay, well,
I know
we're
Pat's-
probably gonna, you're okay with it, or?
Yeah, no,
You
I-
wanna
I
view it
can-
by tape and then we'll give him an answer next week, or?
I'm never on time to the multidisciplinary team meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right, talk quick.
I just think you guys heard Hancock on page 10. That's really all it is. The subject matter is nothing more than what you guys already addressed in your letter. So I mean, I don't really see too much.
We filled we signed one of those for Bettis
Yeah,
a
you
few
did one for
years
the
ago.
infill.
Yeah.
All it is page 10 of what he sent there, the local government certification.
And
If you don't have a copy of it, that's what it looks like.
I think you need to make a finding that the use is compatible with the surrounding area. And
Back in, what was it, January, you wrote me up this letter. And I mean, honestly, everything you cover in this letter is the same as what's on that. The only difference is that's the state's preferred way of dealing with it versus a letter. So I needed this obviously to get to that point, but now that we're at this point, we gotta play their paperwork game. So and that's really all I needed.
So you're looking at, did I see that? It's like less than 10,000?
Yeah.
Less than 10,000?
Less than 10,000 a year.
Tons of, okay, and that's just, it looks like
This is
s-
strictly-
construction, demolition.
C&D only. I mean,
Okay.
We're planning on, majority of the stuff that's gonna come in is gonna be recycled and.
That's what I thought that you haven't deviated from that original intent.
So like what actually goes in the ground is gonna be less than 10,000 tons.
Mr. Sheeler, didn't we discuss if we ever had somebody come in that we would try to divert as much C&D to that place and take less to county facility?
Well, I think it was discussed. I mean, I think that I know the solid waste committee was willing to listen to, like any open market type discussion, which sounds like open free market possibility if they're going to handle a lot of recycling. I don't know fees. I have no idea what they're looking at, but
I think that would save the county a lot of headaches if we could divert the C&D to them.
Yeah, it's not just as simple, I think, as shutting
more
it
to-
down. I
yeah,
mean, there's a lot more
there's
to
more
it,
to
so
it.
I don't know if I would go that
You-
far yet, but I mean,
you
I
may-
think
you-
they're.
Have a closure plan in place.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty intensive to get a
You may
closure.
want to bring that up your next meeting, or maybe you already have, I don't know.
No, I mean, this is the first I've seen it.
Okay.
That's not to sound like egotistical or anything, but
Sure.
we're gonna have plenty coming in, so, I mean, if you
Sure.
wanna shuck some more, that's fine. I mean, obviously, our main focus is, our sister company, the trash service as well. So, I mean,
Sure.
we already know what numbers we deal with there. And then I know, there's quite a few contractors that we deal with on the side that, you know, I mean, so we're, as far as operations go, yeah, I'm not gonna turn down business, obviously, but I mean,
Yeah.
we're cool.
With what you, okay, all right, all right.
So does this need to be reviewed by you or anybody in the county?
I've reviewed it, it's in the agenda. And we've, as I said, we did one for, it wasn't Bettis, it was
It was
infill.
Infill is what it was
Yeah.
for, but it's owned by Bettis.
The same project a couple of years ago. And they're just asking you to make a finding that the use of, their proposed use is compatible with the surrounding uses.
So your recommendation is that it's fine for us to sign off on this today, or?
It is.
Okay.
You already made the findings,
Okay.
unless something's changed that you don't believe it's compatible anymore. I don't know what that would be,
I
but
think we already agreed to it, it's just a.
Okay,
small
well, I just want to
paperwork
double check,
mistake.
because, I'll be on the safe side.
I'd make a motion, we give the chairman authorization of signage on the, what's it say on the top, it's got heading,
Application for solid waste landfill permit.
application for solid waste landfill permit.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passed 3-0.
It's been
Okay.
moved and seconded.
Hmm?
Start saying it's been moved and seconded, vote. It's been moved and seconded, then.
Oh, okay, it's been moved and seconded, and then, okay. Do I hear?
I think
Pass.
all in
We
favor say
voted.
aye.
We did.
Yeah.
But I just didn't say it had the language in between. I'm the new chairman, so.
I'll bring you my 4-H voluntary book.
Yeah, well, I actually probably need it, because I've never dealt with it before becoming.
I still have one too.
Robert rules or Robert's,
I
what's it called, Pat? Robert's rules? Robert's rules.
point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys still have any intent, like with tires
Executive
at all?
session.
Well, right now, like, with the way KDHE works is like a snake.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So, the game plan is once I get this landfill permit, all the other permits that go along with waste just fall into place.
Yeah, I just thought it was excluded on this one.
And
Yeah.
once you get the main one, everything else.
What needs to be filled out by me?
Just if you want.
Page 10.
What do you get? How much do you get?
I did so much for paycheck. I can't remember if it was like
I'm just gonna give one solid, just.
Do I need it both places here too?
10, 20. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Do you guys have anything that actually
No, it's
states
like
on the
paycheck,
letterhead,
so it's
like
like
Ashland County is
40,
not zoned?
50, something like that.
I have ahead of the time, they do not
I don't
believe
know,
me that Ashland
I'd
County
have
is
to
not
look.
zoned. at
It's like $10 to $20
And since in that
paycheck, so
paper,
it's-
again,
It's
It's either
Send
20
him
or
a letter
40.
if you want me to.
I don't know. I just take it out.
It's something just basic that, I mean,
It's not a huge
the
amount.
guy at
That'd be
KDHE that I'm
that'd be
dealing with, he just
4 or
cannot get over
5%.
the fact that it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
zoned.
That's
You
more
know,
than
like,
most I
you
do.
could
$200
like,
a
you
year.
could put a hog
Yeah,
farm
so maybe
in
I'm doing
and
like
not have to
$10
get
a
permission
month.
to
That
do
might be
that.
more reasonable.
That's how it works.
That might be what I'm doing.
So they
Yeah,
just have
yeah,
half the time
yeah. You're right. It's like
absorbing
1%.
it. But,
Well, I know that there's been other things we've
$200.
dealt with them
I just
before,
give
and
them
really,
$200 once a
I'm
year.
surprised that they
Yeah, you can do
have a
it too. I
question.
think that's just why
And
it's
one of
so
those
much.
is the propane, or the anhydrous deal down by Nortonville. You know, we're not zoned down there, and they're coming into Atchison County, so.
You're second district chairman? Is that what
Yes,
it is?
just second district commissioner and chairman. Okay.
I'm sorry, by the way, that I'm late. I thought you told me 12:15. I also thought it was tomorrow, so, no, this is nuts. I had a crazy day today.
We normally meet on Tuesdays. We
Well,
have to
twice.
meet for reorganization
Pat,
on Monday this
Because I
month.
had a meeting to.
If you wanna go, go ahead.
Orthopedic surgery this morning, and I was thinking that was.
I think
tomorrow
we're ready
too,
to
so
adjourn.
Yeah, I think we're ready to adjourn.
I'm all screwed up. What is today, tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
What is your guys' street address?
423 North 5th.
23.
I thought it was 405.
423.
We haven't had any bills come in yet, have we, to sign?
Nope.
Maybe she doesn't have it ready. I don't know.
She should have. Oh, we're rushing her one day. And then Friday was probably a lost day because of the party, retirement party, so.
Should we check on that before we adjourn?
Probably.
Yeah.
I doubt if she's got them ready.
Do I hear any public comment?
I think they should sit here longer.
Any executive sessions? Presentation of petitions, memorials? All we've got left.
I tell you what, number 12, 13, and 14 ought to be stricken off the agenda.
Yeah.
Which
My
ones are
opinion.
they?
Pardon?
Which ones are they?
12 through 14. We ought to just take them off the agenda, in my opinion.
Well, the only thing we will occasionally do, that's the petitions memorial month. That's we designate like a month, or we. That's typically like when we do the if we do like a group or something like that, like something awareness month, etc. Introduction, considerations, or resolution.
Do we need to
Notices.
give that 911 system? Are we going to let that die? Or
Which one?
the signage from the little green signs that the people from Platte County? Well, I didn't know if the ball's in our court or in their court.
I think I heard back. Mocan suggested talking with somebody from Riley County, and so
I see.
I deferred that to Wes to follow up with that guy. So until we hear back from that, but I don't think it's quite dead. But I haven't talked with them, so I don't.
I think what this is when the final distribution comes, then that's when we start. And this is she laid these out.
Yeah, we.
So we don't miss any.
Michelle, we get a copy of that for our records.
Isn't this what we had addressed earlier about the health clinic? Is it? I don't remember seeing that letter, but. So
They sent us back in December.
but we had decided to put it on hold for now.
I think Bill just said file it, and then some further discussion as we go into 2017. I think is what.
Well, it was in the folder,
It was
and
in the
Michelle's
folder,
asking, and I just
yeah.
wanted to make sure that
So this just needs to be tabled.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any other business that I'm missing here?
Michelle would be the only other thing, and I think with the retirement party
Melissa.
Friday, Melissa
I think we better
and Jamie gone today, I doubt if she's got them ready.
Shall I run down there and check?
You may, yeah, see if she's got them.
Yeah.
What's your waste man? Is that fine to place foreclosure out there? Or is that
No.
There's that run capacity.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, we do have it in our operating plan. The last operating plan we submitted like state.
Well, the nerves ought to be good
that
now.
Schwab and Eaton had
First one's
developed.
done.
There is a plan for another site. It's kind of south and just west of the current. It's on the same property, but that's the next designated site for C&D.
Because I knew the one you guys are currently operating, we did all that permit.
Yeah.
You probably got a 2-year.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the last major plan that
Organizing
we
your
just
office.
that we had submitted, I think, in the last year. It's either 2015 or 2016. We submitted to the state.
I thought we had a pretty good turnout for it Friday, didn't you?
Yes, not a lot of nice.
I thought we might have some more.
You know, I think they had to revise the existing permit to include the new.
Yes, and Bill was here, and Connie
Yeah.
Costello was here.
If it's as slow as.
It's pretty tedious. Yeah, it took
Yeah, I think she
it took
had-
quite
I
a
thought she
bit
had
of
good turnout.
changes to get the.
We're coming up on a year now.
Commissioner Knoll went over to the HR department
Yeah,
to
I
see if
understand.
Melissa had the
And you're needing just.
bills, and that's why we're kind of
Can I run and go get it?
Sure, absolutely.
waiting for him to get back, and we'll either adjourn or.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was late. I'm sorry.
No problem.
So he's checking to see if we have any
Melissa didn't bring it back.
checks or bills for the.
Bills. I bet she hadn't got them done yet.
Okay. And then we did tell Michelle or she's gonna get that from Terry and just send out to employees and.
If she wrote it down, but yeah, we told her that.
Okay, that'd be good. Good to send it out to employees, see if they can.
They are not ready.
So we just do them next week, or do we gotta come in?
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
we can do
Next
them
week.
next week. Just make a lot of
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we adjourn our meeting at 12:15.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Do I, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pass 3-0.
You'll have to tell Michelle then too. We are adjourned.
Stop the recording.
Yeah. We adjourned at 12:15. I made the motion. Jeff seconded.
Carrie 3-0.
Carried.